friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's What I Eat in a Day. I just got back from work, my first job, the job that I have in the mornings sometimes, and immediately came inside and made some coffee. I've been trying to break the habit of buying coffee when I work in the mornings just to save money. Not that I do it a lot, and like at most I only work like 2 days per week at my part-time job, but it's like if I buy coffee before every single morning shift that I work while also paying for the subway there and back, and I only work 1, maybe 2 days a week, it kind of negates my entire paycheck. So I've been trying to hold off until I get back and then quickly make coffee, make breakfast, get ready, and give my cats attention before I have to get ready for my like real job. So that's where we're at right now. Also, usual disclaimer about background noise. The windows are open. It is extremely warm. We're supposed to be getting like a heat wave in New York starting today, tomorrow, this week. I don't know. So I may actually need to close the windows, not just because I hear children screaming at playgrounds and parks constantly, but because it's going to be really warm and I don't want to suffer and I don't want the cats to suffer. Also, LOL at me making hot coffee in the middle of the heat wave. So I'm going to quickly make breakfast. Not going to harp on the breakfast thing too much because wouldn't you know, I'm making avocado toast. This is sourdough in here. Nothing new, but I think there are maybe some fun-er meals to come for lunch and dinner that I'm ready and excited to share with you, so stay tuned for that. I'm not totally positive on lunch yet, but I do know that dinner is going to be a vegetarian version of steak and potatoes. So if you're curious what I'm eating, since it will not be steak like my boyfriend, then stay tuned. Also, one of several side tangents that I've like already have and will continue to have throughout this video. Guys, I am getting so much better at sourdough, and I feel like it was just yesterday, probably because it was just yesterday, that I was complaining that I like really lost my rhythm, and rather than seeing improvement each time I made a loaf, like it started to get worse, like substantially worse, and I don't know what happened, and then it's just like suddenly I'm doing it again. But like absolutely no credit to me. I will link the TikToker whose like methods and recipes I've been following down below because that woman is like saving my life right now, and I'm just so happy that sourdough babies are looking good and I'm more inspired to make sourdoughs. I feel like I lost the inspiration for a little bit. But anyway, going to slice and dice, make my avocado toast, and move on with the day. Alright, listen, if you're tired of me making and eating avocado toast, then just pretend that I'm eating a rice cake with cream cheese, some cut up cantaloupe, and this coffee mush overnight oats thing, because that's probably what I'll be having tomorrow. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat this while I get ready, and I will see you back here for lunch, where hopefully by then I have identified what I'm gonna make, and I'm also gonna prep for dinner, because what I'm doing for my vegetarian, technically it's vegan, but I'm not having the mashed potatoes are gonna have hella cream cheese in them, so whatever. I need to prep my vegetarian steak meal ahead of time, so I will see you then. And we're back. It is what, like 2:30? 2:30. I'm still kind of full from breakfast. I mean, I had that at like 11. So before I have lunch, I'm going to prep dinner. And then I think I'm just gonna make like a little snack plate for lunch. So last time I made myself this vegetarian steak situation, I like loosely followed a recipe for the marinade and all that. So I'm just gonna bring that up on my iPad. And that is what I get for trying to balance the damn camera on my KitchenAid. And yes, I did just put it back in the same spot. We're just gonna go with it. So I will be making my vegetarian steak with tempeh. There is actual tempeh in here. I promise it's just an open package because I used half of it last week for tacos. So I will link the recipe that I'm following down below so you all can use it as well because it was so good. The one step that I skipped last time was I didn't boil the tempeh ahead of time because I was just lazy, but I realized it probably makes the texture better because when I did this before, the taste was phenomenal, but it was a little dry. We love a moist, juicy fake steak. So I am actually gonna boil this and then I'll get the marinade ingredients together. So here are the marinade ingredients. It uses soy sauce, Worcestershire, liquid smoked Dijon mustard, and garlic powder. Well, I'm using garlic powder. The recipe calls for garlic cloves, but I'm working smarter, not harder right now, and garlic powder will serve the purpose that I need. Also, I recognize that Worcestershire is not, first of all, probably being pronounced right, but second of all, this is one of those moments where it's something that I have and I'd rather just use this thing because it already exists than the expensive, like, vegetarian, vegan version of Worcestershire sauce. I also eat Caesar dressing, and that also has anchovies in it, so, like, it's literally all the same thing. If you don't agree with that, that's okay. Okay, so once the tempeh is cooled off, we can leave it to marinate. I am so excited. Truthfully, the first time I made this recipe, I did not have high hopes for it, but I was actually really impressed. So I'm just gonna let these soak. I'm gonna put them in the fridge for a couple of hours. I'll probably like turn them over at some point just so they absorb all the juiciness that they can, but I'm excited to see how boiling it impacts it. And so I made a snack plate for lunch. Did I say that already? I don't know if I said that already, but I made a snack plate for lunch. A little bummed that when I went to go open my container of hummus, the hummus that I raved about a couple of videos ago, it was no longer good. It was very much past expiration in various ways, so I didn't use that. Just got a little ranch for my carrots instead, which we love ranch, that's fine. Also some salted pistachios, some cheddar and crackers, cantaloupe. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, or maybe it's a super normal opinion, but cantaloupes are very underrated. Like, I just love a good cantaloupe. I wouldn't say it's my favorite fruit, but it is a fruit that I enjoy eating year round for long stretches of time. And it's so affordable. Cantaloupe is one of those fruits that, for the most part, at least grocery stores I've shopped at both New York and in Delaware, like year round, it is a pretty affordable price considering how large they are. Some cantaloupes are huge and, you know, there's portion sizes that can last you multiple days, and I just love it. That said, I am waiting very impatiently for the day that there's a good deal on watermelons, literally anywhere, because I'm craving watermelon. It is summer. It's disgustingly hot and my body just needs it. But I'm not willing to pay a fuck ton of money for it. I think I may actually go ahead and prep the rest of dinner, the potatoes and like prepping green beans. That's gonna be the veggie. Just because, one, I had a half day at work, so I have time to do it. And two, it is getting quite warm in here. I'm probably gonna turn the air on soon, so I might as well get like some of the cooking out of the way. And then when Evan gets home later, we can both cook our respective steaks and then just like heat up the potatoes and roast the green beans and all of that. Also, speaking of things that are underrated, snack plates as lunch. Or even dinner. Or breakfast. A breakfast snack plate. And maybe that's just like a glorified continental breakfast. Anyway, so good. So many different flavors, so many different textures. It's fun, it's adventurous, and you get a little bit of everything all in one little plate. It's a healthy, delicious, well-balanced meal, and I love it. Okay, we're moving into a voiceover because the washer was running and that shit was annoying. But here I am prepping some things for dinner. On the left, I have some boiling potatoes for the mashed potatoes, and on the right is a garlic parmesan cream sauce. Except I didn't have any parmesan, so I subbed provolone, and honestly, it worked out so well. Provolone melts very easily, and honestly, it tasted the same as when I made it with parmesan. So when I make mashed potatoes, 9 times out of 10, I am just making it up as I go and I'm eyeballing it. So I think I peeled and boiled about 4 medium to large potatoes, and then here is about a half a stick of butter and maybe about a half a block of cream cheese that I add a little bit of milk to, salt and pepper, and mash it all up. For me, this consistency is perfect, but if you're a chunky potato person or don't like it to be so creamy, you can kind of make things up as you go. There's really no wrong way to make a mashed potato. Oh my god, watching myself make these again like a week or 2 later just makes me want them again so badly. They're so good. And then once the potatoes and the cream sauce cooled, I just put them in the fridge until we were ready to cook. So then when we were ready to cook, Evan was next to me cooking up his steak. Who cares? Nobody cares about that. And I was cooking and searing my tempeh steak. Doesn't that look just so delicious? The sizzle was incredible. The crispiness, the goldenness was just unbelievable. This honestly might be our meal of the summer summer, which maybe is not so great news for Evan because I don't know how healthy it is for him to be having steaks like every single week, but I'm sure he wouldn't be mad about it. But I am just obsessed with this tempeh. Green beans were a little sad looking. That's my fault. But the rest was just simply perfection. And I'm already looking forward to the next time I make it. Okay, friends, well, that is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed going through this day of eating with me. Hopefully you found a little bit of inspiration, especially if you are vegetarian like me, or even if you aren't vegetarian. I hope you found some inspiration. And no, I am not sitting here at the table eating by myself. Evan thought his steak was fully cooked. It was not. So in the middle of eating, he got up to go finish cooking it because it was just slightly too rare. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you at the next one.